Hey, Barry back at you, co-founder here of M4Research.com. I'm just logged into our premium research member area, M4 Insider, and I was just doing a little bit of content restructuring here, and I came across a quick video by the folks at Forbes, I do believe, Fortune, sorry. And I want to bring this quick excerpt up. It's only like 30 seconds. And it ties into what we've always attempted to ensure that we do, which is give our members a foundation of why something has value before they consider investing in something. And if we were just in the game of price, in the game of getting in and out of an asset due to price movement, we would be called traders, right? We would be talking about price charts. We would be talking about all kinds of ins and outs of technical analysis and charting, but we're not that. So when people come over here to say money, and they're asked what they like to do today, and if they're interested in multiplying money and not maybe looking at ways to make it or manage what they've got. So let's just click on that. And we are restructuring this at the moment. But under investment vehicles, we have a section called cryptocurrencies. And there are programs and ICOs that we are personally involved in. But before anybody can get involved in anything new or an asset class that's just kind of like taken the entire world by storm, is we've got to give people an understanding and a foundation of where the value is. And oops, wrong section here. One place that was done recently, actually the last 2 months, is I do believe we put this under commentary and how-tos. We've got a section here called Bitcoin Billions Part 1. This is where I dissected the idea that Bitcoin outside of price does have value. And before I get into some key points here, let me bring up something that is so typical of the pretentious totem pole sitting left, the type of person who thinks they've understood something just based off the past, based off comparing it to something else. So let's get into this.
Welcome to Fortune Tech Debate, where we debate the issues of the day in 2 minutes. Today we're discussing what else but Bitcoin, which has blown past the $10,000 price point. And when is this thing going to crash?
It's going to crash any second now.
All right, any second?
Yes, absolutely. So look at other things, other asset classes that had a huge run-up in price. You have housing. This has been faster than housing. You have the dot-com stocks. This has run up faster than the dot-com stocks did before the crash. This is overinflated. There's no underlying value, and it is headed for a big bust.
Okay, her basically belief is that there's no value. It's overinflated. Case closed, I guess, in her mind. Of course, she's missing the entire point of it all. So right here in Bitcoin Billions, I asked, why does Bitcoin, outside of it being a proven medium of exchange, which I talked about above, which I won't get into because, you know, this article is reserved for members, but I'm going to get into why does it have any value at all? So let's start with the first one, which anything that has to have value, it usually has to have usefulness, scarcity, and be unique. In other words, uniqueness is what ignites supply and demand. So the uniqueness of it, what makes cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, unique versus other currencies, is that there is no financial system like the U.S. Federal Reserve managing their existence and value. Instead, Bitcoins are managed by a bunch of users who track them via blockchain technology. Boom. Now I expand on that. Below that, scarcity. Adam Sharp, our colleague over at Early Investing, all the Bitcoins in existence are now worth around 67 billion at the time of the writing of this. There are 15 million Bitcoins available. That's more now. And there will only ever be 21 million. And he goes in to discuss what I go into discuss actually what that all means here in the Bitcoins in circulation. Actually, I can bring that up right now, and it will tell me how many are in circulation. And it looks like December 17th, 16.7. So, let me go back to the writing here. I think he had talked about 15 million. Yeah, so that makes sense because this was done about a month and a half ago. Usefulness, Bitcoin also has other desirable properties. It's fast, borderless, decentralized, with the potential to change the financial world for better. Not only does it currently have value as a payment system, but also an asset class, a store of wealth. It is also useful because it is built on open protocols, meaning anyone can innovate on top of it and make the system better. Bitcoin also has undeniable utility even when compared to other newer cryptocurrencies. There is simply no other digital currency that is as widely used and integrated at this point in time. Now I go on to discuss a lot more stuff in Bitcoin Billions Part 1 for our members, but one of the things I want to show you is if you ever have to get into a thought process with somebody or a debate or some intellectual riffing back and forth about Bitcoin, come up here to Risky TV, type in Bitcoin up here in the search bar, and outside of what I'm saying in this video, which basically is just some quick riffing highlights and just some quick commentary, under Bitcoin on Risky TV, why Bitcoin is, the Internet of Money, why Bitcoin is the future, which is tied into the video here, and just have them watch that video. It's an amazing overview of the value behind the Bitcoin. Now you're watching this, I'm probably preaching to the choir, you probably know all this, but just keep in mind that when you see headlines like this, just know that there are people out there who are using intellectual debasing of stupidities, I guess what I just called it, as a distraction for themselves onto wanting to be right, when in the end they're probably going to end up being wrong. The system is ripe, the world is ripe for basically P2P, peer-to-peer transactions, people-to-people, no regulation, no middleman, no nonsense about what a government can and can't do and tell them what to buy and how to buy it and who to go through and who to be the intermediary. It is that simple. So hopefully this helps you. If you have to get into discussion with family and friends, typically this is where it starts, right? With people who trust you, know you, like you enough to basically get into these deep conversations, but you're going to get a lot of stuff like this that they are going to latch on to and say, well, look, nothing's ever gone up this far in price, and God golly, this is just going to crash, crash, crash. You can predict crash and gloom and doom all you want while people are profiting and buying and holding a scarce, unique, valuable resource. All right, over and out.